They were still at $1,500 down and $950 a month.
$950 a month?
Yeah.
That's literally double the payment of the car.
You'd think having two people involved would lead to a better financial decision, but sometimes it just doubles the confidence and halves the logic.
Hey, Dan, I got a couple of twins here. They're looking to buy the Charger together, and they both put in an app.
Okay, let me take a look. How much are they putting down?
$10,000.
Okay, so that's good. They're first-time buyers, $10K down, someone will buy them. Let me submit it and see what kind of numbers I get, and we will go from there. All right, so they're both 0 scores. Literally neither of them have any credit, but 10K down, every bank is willing to do it. Global is my best call at 13.95%, which is very, very strong for a first-time buyer.
Yeah.
14% might be normal for a first-time buyer, still a terrible rate. But so is buying a car with your brother, so I guess we're just doubling down. And somehow this still isn't the worst part.
Go over that with them, see if that works for them. 13.95, I got the payment to 502 a month, 10K down. I mean, then they get themselves a nice Charger, and I don't know if they want to split time with it or whatever they want to do, whatever arrangement they have, but I got it done, so go present that to them.
All right, we'll figure it out. Okay, so they're cool with the payment, but there's another problem. They just got an insurance quote, and it's double the payment. I even got them to try the General, good to go. We even got them on the phone with our insurance agent, which came in the cheapest, but they were still at $1,500 down and $950 a month.
Splitting the car payment probably sounded like a good idea until the insurance shows up, and it's almost double what the car costs every month. So we've got two people involved, and somehow it still doesn't make it affordable.
$950 a month.
Yeah.
That's literally double the payment of the car. Insurance sometimes is a deal killer, and it sucks. Like we fight so hard to get an approval and then close them on a payment, and then insurance is a whole nother battle that we have to fight. But here's the reality of the situation. They live in Trenton. They're looking at a Charger. They never had car insurance. All of this are very, very high risk factors for the insurance company. So there's really nothing we can do.
This is exactly why the first few cars I owned were cheap and paid for in cash, so I could afford the insurance. The rates were high for years, and adding a car payment on top of that would have made it almost impossible to afford.
It's either they bite the bullet, and in 3 months after they have an active policy, they can start shopping around. But if they want a car, whether it's here, somewhere else, they need full coverage insurance. You know, it's out of our hands. We're not insurance companies, right? But it sucks, man. See what they want to do.
Okay, I couldn't believe it, but they are going to take the $950. They're going to take the rate that we got them with the company we work with. And
that's crazy.
That is crazy. And it's something they're going to regret. Probably right after the first payment. All that money every month and none of it goes towards the car. It's just to be able to legally drive it.
I feel bad, like it's out of our hands, right? But like I still like I'm pitching them a $500 car payment, and then they have a $950 payment on top of that for insurance. But like I said, the loan is long term. The insurance doesn't have to be. So that I mean, I'm happy they're buying it. Let's wrap it up. Yeah, I mean, good job.
yeah, thank you.
All right.
He says the insurance rate doesn't have to be long-term, but it usually is. It takes a while for those rates to come down. And you also have to be ready for them to go up. I've had it happen a few times. No claims, no tickets, and out of nowhere. The payment just goes up.
You were looking at an Infinity on our lot. Are you still in the market for a vehicle?
When I came up there to look at the Infinity, they said my credit is good. They said my credit, I ain't have enough credit at the time.
Gotcha. Was there a certain down payment that they requested?
I had $1,300 I was putting down.
Let me ask you this. Would you happen to have anybody that could co-sign for us?
Co-sign?
Yes, sir.
I might be able to. I could check with my girl.
The bank already said no, so now he's trying a different angle. Bring in the girlfriend, see if that changes things. Because if you can't qualify for it, maybe the relationship can. Not really the question you want to be asking your girl.
From what I'm hearing, everything sounds pretty good. They most likely just needed the co-signer in order to just show basically a commitment of some sort. So I'll tell you what, man, my name's Len. If you get any update, just give me a call. I'll be more than happy to help. And then we can basically do everything over the phone. That way, before you even stop in, we have the approval for you, all right?
All right, but I'll call you back in like an hour.
For sure. I'll tell you what, I'll send you some information and then just give me a call back when you can, all right?
All right.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Now the relationship's part of the approval process. And that's where things get expensive in a different way. Because if something goes wrong, it's not just a payment problem anymore. Now you're financing the relationship too.
My credit actually took a hit because of the shutdowns, but I'm trying to get it back up again.
We've all been there, brother. I know how that goes. What type of vehicle are you trying to be in?
An SUV, 3 rows. I actually have a 21 Equinox. I was planning on trading in. I am upside down on it, though.
I'm assuming this is something that you're willing to finance?
Yes, sir.
What's a comfortable monthly payment you're trying to be in?
No more than 5.
bad credit upside down on his current vehicle. And the solution is to jump into another car. So now you're not fixing the problem, you're just adding to it. Because bad credit should slow you down, not push you into another deal. And this is exactly how the situation keeps getting worse.
So will you say around 450, 550?
450, yes, sir.
What kind of down payment are you willing to put on this vehicle?
Probably about $3,000.
We actually got some good programs for people who are, they got a little bit of a bruised up credit. So I got you. Let me see what we got out there, and I'll send you the links to those SUVs. I'll also send you our online credit application just in case you want to fill that out.
All right, thank you, sir. I appreciate everything.
Not a problem. You have a good one, sir.
All right, you too now. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
These credit programs are nothing more than high-rate lenders or in-house financing. Same loan, same high interest. Just packaged differently so it sounds better.
I got screwed over when I bought it. It was my first car, I'm in a lease right now. I own an Acura PLX 2024. I want to lower my monthly payment.
How many payments do you have left in your car?
About 23.
What are you paying right now per month?
$569 exactly.
What makes you think you got screwed over?
I originally traded in my Accord, and it was like way under miles, and it had a lot of positive equity on it. And then I still put $2,500 down, and then I only got 10,000 miles for the car and everything, and it was 4 years. I didn't get totally screwed over, but I feel like I could have gotten maybe a little bit better deal.
Jumping around from car to car will never make sense to me, because nothing actually changes for the better. You just keep starting over. Same situation, same problem, just a different car attached to it. And every time you do it, it usually gets a little worse.
I had a lot of equity. They retailed the car for $26K, and they bought it for me they just paid it off, which was like $21K.
Let's see what we can do here. You said your payoff is $38K here in the notes.
Yeah, it's $38K. I know it's hard because of the situation and stuff, so if it's not possible, I totally understand. I wanted to be under $500.
With your negative equity, what do you think about getting?
Honestly, just a Honda, like a Civic or something. I used to have that.
You're probably a bit upside down. You have a moderate accident on your Carfax.
My car got stolen, and then they vandalized it and stuff, so that took a hit.
You're probably looking at $30,000 for this car, max.
He wants to be under $500 a month, which is probably average these days. But that's how people think now. Everything is about the monthly payment. Not many people consider zero, just having a car that's paid off, and not sending money out every month for it.
I'm hoping your payoff is less than 38. That's why I sent it in to pull it. But assuming that it is 38 and then you're 8K upside down, I just don't know where to go from there. You're not going to be under what you're paying now, for sure. There's nowhere to go with this, I think, unfortunately.
Yeah, I figured, especially since it's 23 payments, that's too much. At the end of the day, I wanted to do what makes most financial sense. In this case, I guess, is just keeping the car. So just do that, but I was worth a shot. Just wanted to see what your take was on it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, 100%. Wish I could be of more help.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Thank you so much for your help anyway.
It always seems like a great idea at the time, until you start making the payments. Every vehicle I financed in the past, I've ended up regretting. Not because they weren't good cars, but because I had to borrow to get them. Once you're making those payments, it never really feels worth it.
I'm going to purchase a car with you on. I just paid my car off.
Did you have an idea as far as what you were looking at test driving?
I was looking at the Charger and the Challenger. The company that I financed through, they told me to take 30 to 45 days for it to come off my credit. Should I wait to do that?
If you are ready to buy a car now, you could always get a payoff letter saying that you don't owe anything to them. And mostly we send that over to the banks, and the banks don't put that as an open auto loan on your end.
He just paid off his car, and before it even shows up on his credit, he's already looking for another one. No pause, no time without a payment, just right back into it.
So we just sweep it to the side, if that makes sense.
Okay.
As far as how much you owe, when you come here, we can honestly navigate that with you.
All right.
What most people don't know is that if you have proof that you did pay off your loan, same thing with insurance companies, you could get a payoff letter, because when it comes to your credit, it still shows up and it doesn't remove off your credit score or your credit history until the next credit report rolls in. So usually a way to go around that is to get proof of payoff.
An end to the payment should be the goal, not extending them as long as possible. But that's how people think now. It's always about keeping the payment going. Stretch it out, roll it over. Just never actually get rid of it.
How much do you have saved in retirement?
Under $1,000.
Do you have a retirement account through your employer or what?
Yeah, through my employer. I think it's like $25 a check.
$25 a check. And how often do you get paid?
Weekly.
Weekly. So you're putting about $100 away every month.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's holding you back from investing more at this point?
It's the monthly finances, like that food, like the rent, bills, all those things. Like I got
high expenses, not a lot left at the end of the month. Yeah. Do you have any debt?
Not too much. Like I just have a car and then like a little bit of credit card, but under $1,000 for the credit card.
At least he started, even though it's small. That's all it really takes to get going. And once it's there, you can build on it. And it adds up a lot faster than you think.
What's the payment on the car?
The payment on the car, it's about $400 a month.
So you're telling me Go with me here. If you paid off the car or sold it, you could be investing $500 a month if you had a different car that was paid for in cash.
Essentially, yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
You think that's costing you a lot as far as wealth building?
Yeah.
Do you love this car?
It gets me from point A to point B. And
If I told you that car was worth $1 million, would you sell it?
of course.
You want to play this out?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
If I understood this part when I was his age, my life would be completely different right now. Because at that age, you don't really think about it. It just seems small, not worth paying attention to. And then a few years go by, and you realize it mattered a lot more than you thought.
Okay, you're 19 years old, young guy, sharp guy. Here we go. From 19 to 60, around retirement age. If you just invested, you had nothing in retirement at that point, right? You have less than $1,000, you said. You just invest that $400 car payment. Here's how much you'd have: $2.8 million.
That's a lot.
That's wild, right?
Yeah.
So if you continuously have a $400 car payment, you trade in the car, get another $400 car payment, your whole life, that's what you're giving up. Not $4,800 a year, $2.8 million in retirement. Now are you convinced to maybe get rid of the car or pay it off aggressively?
Yeah, definitely.
Will he get rid of the car? Probably not. But at least now he knows the numbers, what that payment could turn into over time. Because once you see that, you can't really unsee it. It's not just a car payment anymore. It's what you're giving up for it. If you want to see more, you know what to do. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.